We're back in business. Go ahead, Jess.
Okay, so tonight we have a resolution to approve the treasurer's report and pay bills. The balance on hand last month was $100,638.71. Receipts, $619,221.17. That included the flume electrification reimbursement. And we have
okay.
I'm sorry, you want me to read it again?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Okay. Total receipts were $619,221.17.
Well, that's never heard that before.
No. No.
There you go.
We had disbursements of $552,998.68.
Ouch.
That included the $550,000 to pay back Ocean Township. They'll be very happy. We had the 319 grant, $1,854.25 for a total of disbursements $554,843.93. Total on deposit at the end of the month, $165,015.95. Someone please offer the bills to be paid.
I'll offer Asbury Park.
Second.
I'll second Lock Harbor.
Okay, thank you. Asbury Park,
Yes.
Interlaken,
Yes.
Lock Harbor,
Yes.
Ocean.
Absolutely.
Okay, Don, take it away. 319.
All right. Hold on. Let me get back to my. Oh, where'd it go? Where'd it go?
Full business, first page.
Oh, I gotta. I'm doing it from my phone. So
Okay.
give me a little bit more time here. Okay, got it. Okay. 319H grant update. Pete, you want to take part of this, or I'll let Jack start. Jack, go ahead.
No worries. I mean, I'm looking at some of the other stuff in the agenda, and I guess I'm sticking around. So I had one of my staff a couple of my staff members head out onto Wesley on last Friday when the weather was almost as nice as it was today. And they got out and were able to bring the four islands that had dislodged from their original locations, put them back, scared the geese away, and put up goose fencing. So, and also added some more anchors in the event that tonight's windstorm might try and blow away again. So they each have another 50 pounds of weight added to them. And if we have to go out there again, we're going to have to bring out a third person just by virtue of the fact that they're so heavy. They shouldn't be moving anywhere anymore. But as for the green infrastructure stuff, the floating islands, they're set. And then I spoke with Matt, and maybe Peter wants to elaborate on where we stand with the engineering stuff and Wesley Lakes BMPs. Go for it.
Sure. First of all, on the MTDs, we have processed the final engineer certificate. Requested the maintenance bond, which will be for 2 years. And upon receipt of payment from the state, we'll process payment to the contractor. So that part of the project will be complete. Rain gardens, the plains inspection being completed now. Jack gave us some information on the wetland plantings. All will require approval from Ocean Grove, and a bid schedule will be established upon Ocean Grove's authorization to proceed. Tree boxes, I feel we still have a little work to do on that. I know, Don, you spoke to Matt Mariano today. I want to talk to you about a couple locations because of the configuration of the tree boxes. It might be difficult to put them in some places where we're putting it behind the drainage inlet on the sidewalk side, but you still need sidewalk width for handicap accessibility. And if you put a tree in the tree well, you will block that accessibility. So the location really, I wasn't really aware of this when Steve kind of started the whole grant. It's not just the depth of the inlet, it's the location of the tree. What do you call it, Jack? The tree well that the tree sits in.
Yeah, that's it.
And the size of the unit that you choose. So
equivalent to a catch basin.
Yeah. So, Don, maybe you and I want to just go out to the locations we've scoped out, one in
Okay.
Wanamassa, one in Allenhurst, a couple other ones, and look at them physically. I've had my field crew check depths of inlets to verify that depth is there. And then we can go out to bid in the springtime.
Okay. I
Hey,
can,
Peter.
yeah, I'll be available or Monday.
Yeah.
I'm available.
So guys, one thing to keep in mind is that, it still may be an issue for, accessibility, but we don't necessarily need to use a tree. You could use any type of, could be a low shrub, it could be anything. The vegetation doesn't really play a major role in the pollutant removal. It's really that sediment. I mean, the soil.
The media.
Yeah, the media.
Rocks.
That's what's doing
Yeah.
the majority of the work. So you could almost plant it with anything. So, Peter, I don't know if that, resolves the problem or not, but it sounds like it probably wouldn't. But you can keep that in mind. You don't
Thanks.
necessarily have to put a tree in it.
Maybe you or Jack want to let us know when you're going to be in the area, and 3 or 4 of us will go around.
Well,
Let me know. I can make time.
Yeah, and
Okay.
based on my conversations with the manufacturer, they might be able to shrink the width a little bit because they were able to do that with the depth. They were able to change the configuration of how the box was set up so that they could accommodate a shallower depth at one point.
Okay.
So they might be able to do that with width too and make it longer, but I really don't know what their threshold is for how far they can really go.
I got it. Very interesting. It's going to work well.
Yeah.
We just have to choose the right locations, and then we'll move forward.
okay. But it's all going good. I mean, I'm very pleased with the results. We have money in the bank. I think we could probably finance most of this if we do it in 2 quarters. We could pay for the bills. We just got to get the bills submitted, or we can. I hate to ask for bonding again on this small amount, but I think we'll be okay. What do you think,
All right.
Pete?
I think so.
Yeah.
We're not going to know until we go out to bid.
Okay.
Both of these items, the tree boxes and the rain garden, are a little difficult to, and it's not like a drainage inlet or a manhole casting where you know how much the tolerance is for a bid. We're not quite sure. So we'll give it a shot, and
Okay.
between all of us, we'll get it done.
Don, I have a question about the, what the status is with the web feed for the flume cameras. How did you do in getting hold of the guy that's supposed to get hold?
We'll leave that for new business, Jeannie. Okay. We're out here. We're off a scope. That's not part of this discussion. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
All right, let me keep rolling here.
That's it on the grant.
319.
That's it on the first grant, right?
319 for the NJIT program. I actually had a website link and I put it on Facebook for that. There's movement on that. They did work. We didn't get any of the depth information yet, but it looks like the spring they're going to be moving out on this boat, algae eating boat in a lake. So that's going to be exciting. But that's the latest news on that. Nobility Crest, Hunt and I did get some information from the town. And Hunt, did you send that forward to the lawyer yet or not?
I did forward it to the attorney and I have not received a response.
Okay, thanks. So we wait on that. I guess you and I can do a conference call or a Zoom or something like that with them. I don't think we have to do a visit, but or a phone call. Okay.
What was forwarded to the attorney?
They asked for information about who we're in contact with the day we went out and asked them to shut down the flow of the sediment. And that was a town, the county was out there.
It was the name of the contractor that was on site.
They wanted the contractor's name and who was names of people. We didn't get names of people. We just got the name of the contractor. So they'll have to deal with that. That's all we got.
Thank you.
That's it. All right, let me keep rolling. Shoreline Protection. I did get up. I know there's things going on. The state is acting on some of those properties we talked about before. I don't have any details from the state, but I know talking to people that have talked to the violators, the state is definitely involved. So that I can tell you. But we may know more next month. And Jeannie and I, by the way, are setting up a separate meeting, and Steve will be involved. And we're going to have to sit down with the state again because we want to know more about, we did all this great work, sending out brochures, information. And we just want to make sure the state knows what those rules are, and the enforcement team is going to enforce them. So that's probably the biggest issue right now. So Jeannie, you're going to call them soon, Virginia, right? And arrange that.
Well, the three of us, you, Steve, and I are going to develop an agenda, then send them and ask for a meeting, right?
Okay, that's fair. Sure.
Yeah, let's do that so we know what we're going to be asked.
I won't be doing it next week, but maybe in 3 weeks we can work on that.
3 weeks is fine with me too. Is that good with you, Steve? In about 3 weeks or so? Okay.
Okay. Goose remediation carp. The goose information is interesting. So, we did check on a few things with USDA. It turned out with further investigation that I did with each of the towns, with Carol helped out, Jeannie helped out, a couple other people, and we found out that the USDA. Oh, hold on 1 second. I gotta add some people here. Hold on 1 second. Admit. Okay. The USDA actually only does Deal Lake for Interlake and Ocean, Deal, I guess, in Interlake, and that's all they do. They don't do the parks. They don't do anything else. So unfortunately, this year, the bills have been paid by the towns. So in 2003, we're going to talk about another meeting, but the entertain the idea that we may take that over a little bit with a little residual from the, we can do it cheaper, we believe, through the DLC, because the towns are paying thousands of dollars, and we believe we got a lower quote. We got to verify that quote for next year, but the quote was substantially lower than all those added up. So we could save the town some money, we believe. So anyway, that was good news. Asbury also changed their goose treatment people. What are they? Who are they now, Jeannie?
Oh, boy, I forget. I have to go look at my notebook.
Yeah, goose stoppers are out, and
there's a new group that's doing it that's supposedly cheaper than what they had. I don't know the name. I'm sorry.
Goose on the Run. I don't know. Yeah.
No.
But there's definitely a new, and they started February 1st. So you see a new truck running around. That's the Asbury Park people.
I'll get it before the end of the meeting.
But we also, we all should think about that, because Asbury's chasing them away. Now, they're going somewhere. They're going to Lock Harbor. They're going to Interlake. And so, I beg my commissioners in those towns to start thinking about maybe some ways they may want to, remediate the geese in a way that's safe and it's safe for the animals. So it's safe for everybody else. So
And combining our approaches might help.
The what?
Combining our approach to this might help.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Well, just so everybody's clear, we're doing this right now. It's exploratory, right, Don? We're exactly the right way to put it. That right now, we're just exploring the option at possibility. It was actually Eileen Chapman from Asbury Park that asked us to look into what would it be if the Deal Lake Commission were to do. We're doing all this work right now by notifying homeowners and everything when we see geese or they see geese. Or the Department of Agriculture spots a goose nest. But what would it be if the Deal Lake Commission were to do it for all the towns? And and then we look at what are the costs involved, and that's what we've been doing. We got some prices from Nicole from the Department of Agriculture, and so it's going to take some coordination, and we'll just going to see if that would work. If it does, like Don said, if it saves everybody money, then yeah. And I agree with what you're saying too, Carol, that, we're all on the same page with this. It's a good thing. And it could involve all the municipalities, not just the few that are paying for it.
That's correct. Okay, let me keep rolling. But yeah, we'll talk more about geese next month, because that's a season for geese, right? Season for geese. The carp, we're still working that with Steve. Steve, we didn't get a permit yet, did we?
No, not filing a permit until, we're a little bit closer to the due date. And right now with the 319 application, we have time.
I forget. Yeah, got it. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be any time before this. It's going to be after this spawning season for sure. So.
Yeah, I looked it up, by the way, and we would have to wait until at least the end of June. Couldn't do it
Okay.
any sooner because of conflict with the blueback herring and then also with bass.
Okay, got it. Thank you very much. 1 second. Ship and sniff, no action on that this month. Restoration of 4 lakes. I know Ocean is doing testing on the water samples. I don't have any more details on that. But they're obviously looking at Fireman's Pond and Terrace Pond for remediation work. Water testing. I actually saw folks testing out the lake water the other day in front of my house. So that was good. That's continuing.
Could I speak to that for a minute?
Sure.
So everybody, I think we talked about this last month, but we have next month at 6:15, just prior to our meeting, the March 17th, Dr. Adolph from CLONET, Coastal Lakes Observing Network, Monmouth University, who has been training all these volunteers, these great volunteers that have been out there testing and sampling water, I should say sampling. He will be here to speak to us about the results of the data the local citizen scientists have collected, and he's going to present the new method of tracking the data and what we can learn about the lake from it. And so you'll see it advertised as, it's kind of a strange title, but here it is. What have we learned about Deal Lake through water sampling, and where do we go from here? You like that title? That's what it's going to be.
Well, I have more information than new business I'll talk to you about. So let's keep rolling. Thank you very much, Jeannie. 2022 weed treatment program. Steve, we almost ready to go? Or I think we voted on it already. So
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I needed from the commission was final blessing on it, and then Jesse and I can fill out the date, the date and the time when it's due. But it is being submitted digitally. So I mean, nobody's going to be hand delivering, their bids. So anyhow, that's all we have to do. If you all
well, we already voted on this. We're good. We approved it.
Yeah. So Steve, we'll talk about when you want me to advertise and when we'll do the receipt of bids.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send you another email on that separately,
Okay.
Jesse. Okay.
He wants a blessing.
We bless.
There you go. I got a Jeannie blessing. Jeannie's blessing. Okay. New 319 grant submission update. So I'll give you a little bit update. Steve's been working really hard with Jack on getting some of the details done. I think somebody asked went to Peter the last couple of days, but we're massaging it and getting done. We got the letters out for support, which I asked all the commissioners to get a copy. I think we're working at. I think I got it from Margot, and I think
Ocean?
I got it from Ocean. We got it from Ocean already.
Yep. Vinco Powell.
Yeah.
Yep.
Vinco Powell of Tommy Arnone. I think with County we got, which is great. Asbury we're working on. Jeannie, we're counting on you to get that.
I count on Steve, who did you were great. Thank you so much for putting that together, Steve, and sending that to Asbury, because they needed it to get it on their agenda so they can approve it. They want to review the application, which I'm sure was a lot more than the other towns asked for. So thanks for coming through for that, Steve.
But remember that the dollar figures that he put on there are just not made up numbers, but they're numbers based on a lot of factors. That's not money out of their pocket.
Right.
It's services they're providing, which they provide anyway.
Right.
So,
Yeah, they would have to provide those services anyhow. And on top of that, Jeannie, I mean, I have offered myself up for any questions or whatever they may have.
thank you.
But, doing this does help them satisfy their MS4 compliance requirements as well. So,
Right.
It's
so in any event.
Yeah.
but
Thank
it's
you.
great. You know what? I was kind of happy they really dove into it and asked a lot of good questions. And what I do ask from Asbury, if there's anything that experts have questions, do it right away, because Steve and Peter's guys are going to have to. I think Peter's guys are actually going to input it into the
Right.
system, and we don't want to leave ourselves to the last minute. So we don't. Peter, did we find out if we can do a piecemeal or we have to do it in one sitting?
It has to be done at one time,
Okay.
but we have a drop dead date. I think the problem is getting all the data together before that date.
Yeah.
So
I think
we're working.
So
I think we'll
Are you
have it.
certain it has to be done at one shot?
What is-
For all of our other applications, it is, but I'll double check that.
Okay.
what
Alright.
is the deadline for the application again, the deadline date?
The actual due date is the 28th.
Right,
However,
that's what we're working on.
you know,
Yeah.
Matt
Oh.
has, we have experienced collectively a lot of issues trying to upload it on the last day because everybody
Correct.
else is uploading it and the system crashes. So we had given ourselves a window of the 22nd, 23rd, 24th to get it uploaded. That's why it's critical that we get, response back from Asbury as soon, immediately after their meeting so that we can upload it a few days. It'll give us like at least a couple, 3 days, not counting the weekend,
Okay.
to upload it.
So
Because-
I'll follow up on that, make sure that they remember, because they're voting on it on the 23rd. We're approving it. I don't know how. to say it.
Yeah, I would assume they approve.
The other thing I did want to say, since you said asking other people, I don't know if this is going to fit under that grant, but at the Green Team meeting, I expressed this at the last meeting. Robert Bianchini talked a lot about the problems they're having with Wesley Lake and the flooding, the backing in of water that comes back into the lake again, and how old the infrastructure is. And they're concerned about flooding over there. So you
Well,
might.
this isn't unfortunately, this is not a flood control grant. This
Yeah.
is a water quality grant. So, we're trying to decrease as much of those types of problems as possible. But, our hands are tied on that. I mean, we can't do like large scale infrastructure upgrades.
And would you take a minute to talk to him? Because I may not be there were a lot of people talking that day and he sort of threw in a couple of things. I don't want to, what I just said may not be his only.
I can talk to him. I'll talk.
Okay, just
I think
because
the
there
thing,
might be.
the thing to remind them about, there's alternative sources for funding. There is the Environmental Trust Act money that's always there. Now, that's not a grant, it's a loan, but most towns have utilized that in the past, and it's 20-year payback and about 0.5% interest. So it's a great way to do it. And now you need to look also, municipalities have to look at the legislation that was just passed in Washington for that provides money for those types of projects: flood control, sewer upgrade, water treatment plant upgrades, stuff like that. I have that bill.
Yeah, and let me just tell you, I don't want to necessarily use the Deal Lake resources for that. They have a contractor. They have an engineering contractor. They can ask those questions to their engineering contractor. That's where those questions should be asked.
And Don, there's another issue here. The flooding may not be from the watershed. The flooding may be from the outfall to the ocean, because they've had problems with that outfall in the past.
Yeah.
And it's only a 48-inch outfall. And if they have problems with it and the water doesn't discharge, they can have some issues.
Sure. And they're pretty aggressive on lowering the lake, by the way. Wesley Lake if there's a threat of a 1 inch, 2 inch storm, they lower that lake. They're pretty good on that. So let me move on. 1 second. I lost my phone. Hold on. 1 second. Okay. So thank you, Steve. That's a lot of work to get that done. And,
That was a tremendous amount of work.
tremendous amount of work. So just
Thank you.
and again, please, everybody get their letters of commitment and letters of support in from your towns. And a lot of you have done it. Thanks. And we'll keep moving out. And they all go into submission.
Right. So, and I know there's some public on the meeting. So just so they realize, I mean, all of this work that's being done by Peter's staff, Matt, Jack, and myself, this is all pro bono. It's not the commission isn't paying a dime for any of our time.
It is?
So
I pat you on the back.
All right.
That's what we did.
I'm sorry.
All right. So let me move on. New business.
Oh.
Believe it or not,
sorry, Peter.
That's all right.
We're going to new business, not monkey business. I'm moving new business.
I have
Requ-
one old business. Can I just complete that?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. You got old business. Go, sure.
Okay. I just want to let you know that I received a letter from an email from Monmouth County Department of Public Works regarding that, the Asbury Park Bridge. Remember that?
Yes.
So let me I can put it up, I think. No, I won't put it up.
Just paraphrase.
Okay. They're going to be starting in April. It's going to start early April, repairing the curb line, closing off the open drainage runoff, directing all runoff to the graded inlets, keeping the debris from flowing directly from the roadway into the stream.
Great. That's great. Maybe they could put a tree box there. Only.
Look.
You never know. It's a good place for a tree box.
Would it be? I don't.
But hey, Jeannie, next time you talk, ask him if he can put a tree box there. See what he says.
If
They
he
can't
can
hurt
put
to
a
ask.
tree box there.
Right. All right. Let me keep going. Thank you for that. That's a good update. We have a request from the I want to say National Geographic, but it's the I forgot who it is. It's
Wait a minute. It's that Larry Fennison.
yeah, I know. What's Larry's group? It's the
United States Geological Survey.
Geological. Thank you. They have a grant. I don't know, $200,000 to $300,000. I believe they're going for, and they think they're going to get it, and they're going to do detailed analysis of where the nutrients are coming into Deal Lake and Sunset Lake to feed the blue-green algae. So not only going to have the algae eaten this summer, we're going to find out where all those nutrients are coming from. And it's a detailed study. They're going to be talking to Peter and Steve and getting more details. But they were, I think they might have. Did they talk to you guys yet? No.
No.
I gave them your
Is that
contacts.
a pro bono? Is that a pro bono talk?
You could bill them all you want.
I'm just checking here. How about 300,000?
That's a U.S. government. U.S. government, but they're very excited about it, and
That's actually good. That's actually a very good thing, I would imagine. If we're able to track it, we can certainly be able to control it better. I guess that's the intent.
And I think they're going to check. They're going to do more testing. And I'm not sure exactly the detail of the testing yet, but they are going to be doing testing. So that's great.
That's going to be really critical for when we want to try to update the watershed implementation plan too.
Right.
That'll really add some weight to any kind of proposal for that. That's kind of awesome.
I mean, hey, who knows? We'll move up to number 2 slot, right?
There you go.
So anyway, so number 2,
The donation.
donation from the Grow and Show Garden Club of Interlaken. Your chairman did a speech, an hour and a half with coffee and Danish included at the Interlaken Town Hall the other day. Our old home, it's still there. And I actually got the TV to work and the internet to work. So I was very proud of myself. And we had a really nice session with the mostly ladies and one man in the audience. And we had a great time talking. And we went a lot of information was exchanged, and they want to help with the cleanup. So we're going to give them that opportunity. Mr. Merlin was missing. I thought he was a member of that club. But he was missing from that.
So what's the donation?
Send me an announcement.
They gave
Should I
us
tell them about the
$100.
$100,000 that we didn't get, or the
They gave us
$100 check we did get?
donation.
Yeah, we got a $100 donation.
Oh,
They gave us
100.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm only worth 100. That's it.
That's a lot of Danish, though.
That's a lot of. That's right. What's the other new business item we had? There was one more, Jesse.
I don't think so. I thought that was it.
We had something on the last agenda that said brainstorming next month on infrastructure opportunities, but I didn't see it on our new agenda. So I don't know if that was on January.
We skipped that this month. Sorry, my brain was fried, so we didn't. We've been working real hard on the 319 grant, so that's where all the brain cells have been going recently. So, but I'm not going to get there tonight. Okay.
Right.
But there was one other thing, Jesse. We're going to talk about.
I thought it was mostly that analysis of cyanotoxins.
Oh, I know what it is. Of course. How do we forget? we got when that newspaper, that article that was in the paper, making us the third favorite lake in New Jersey, which I was thrilled with. I mean, there were some great lakes in there, and being number 3 and a legitimate number 3, it wasn't by alphabetical order this time. Alphabetical, we're number 2, but by product,
Actually,
we were number 3. I thought it was very nice, and we got some good press. And I believe there was an article in the Coaster, which I have not read, but people have texted me, emailed me, that there was a front page article today. Is it? Does anybody see it?
I didn't see it.
We got. Hold on, we're going to the mail slot. That's it. But I want to get that nailed down. But I thought that was
Don,
really nice.
that article actually popped up on my phone on a YouTube link that I have. And I saw it and I said, oh, I wonder if they're going to include Deal Lake. And lo and behold, when I sent it to you, it was the 3rd highest ranked lake in the state of New Jersey.
Is that the police chief?
No.
Is no picture? Well, I don't see. What does it say?
No,
Deal Lake
your picture's in
named
there.
3rd most beautiful lake. There you go. Isn't that nice? That's nice.
In Monmouth County.
No, in New Jersey.
We're going for East Coast now. The top 3 get entered into the East Coast contest.
Yeah, the other 2 were Wesley and Sylvan.
Anyway,
Oh, really? When you look at it, Steve knows most of them because they had lakes from North Jersey. They had Princeton, obviously. They had Greenwood and Lake Hopatcong. It was quite remarkable, though, and a great little write-up on each of the lakes, so you can see what some of the other issues are on the other lakes. You have it.
I think I worked on about 90% of them.
I knew that. You put a link on our website, right, Don?
I did.
I like that. Thank you.
I think so. Jeannie did, I think.
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay. It's on the Facebook page.
On the Facebook page.
Facebook page.
Oh, the name of that company that you wanted to know about.
Yes.
It's a weird name called Birds Beware. It sounds scary, but birds beware.
Oh boy. Oh.
Yeah, right.
I hope they don't chase the great blue herons away.
They pay $1,100 per month.
What was the old bill?
I don't know.
I think it was $2,000 a month. That's pretty good.
But it's for Sunset, Wesley, you know.
They got enough money to pay for the USDA now. Just saying. Okay, let me keep rolling. I'm only kidding. Let's do the minute. 1 minute. Let's go to Margot. How about Margot? You got a minute of fame, Margot.
Where's Margot?
Hi. We're like in a weird situation with everything that's going on on our beachfront right now. So I don't know what to say. We obviously are still working on having our residents know that what they do at their house goes out to the curb, down the sewer, and into Deal Lake. The Clean Ocean Action Beach Sweep is April 9th, 9 o'clock to 12:30. We're just in like a flux part right now with like cleaning up Ocean Place and stuff because of all the storms. We've had it cleaned up, but not cleaned up as meticulously as we'd like it.
Okay.
And I can't think of anything else.
Okay. Thanks, Margo. Let's do, who am I missing? Carol.
Oh, I knew. Well, Don, I'd like to thank you for not putting me up first for that, like you usually do. So thanks, Margo.
You're welcome.
But our lake cleanup is going to be April 2nd, correct, Don?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I had a question. My last word is more of a question than a word. But in distributing my brochures to lakefront homeowners and to my municipality, I really needed like a brochure stand. We have a lot of brochures in our borough hall, and I'll go buy one for Interlaken. But if anybody else needed one for their municipality, I may as well just get them all at the same time.
What do they cost?
They're very inexpensive.
Well,
a couple dollars at Staples, but
yeah, I think we should all, we should all buy our own, then build the DLA commission, because each town may have a different setup. One may put it on the
Okay.
counter, one may hang it on the wall. So you'll have to ask your clerk where they want it. And then
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I know for my municipality, but yes, if everybody wants to just take care of their own, they might be more accessible if they're not in a big pile of, brochures on a counter.
That's a very good recommendation, Carol.
By the way, we got really good comments on the brochure. So I'm giving mine to the town tomorrow. But the women at the garden club really loved it. So I showed them the brochure. So went over very well.
And my daughter and I delivered our brochures. We used it as a workout. We drove around town, parked the car, we'd fan out in all directions, take houses, and we did it all really quickly and efficiently. It was amazing. It was fun too.
Good. Yeah.
Let me go. Jeannie, all yours. You got a minute.
Well, that was all. I was going to actually say something, so I'm glad you said that, Carol, because I wanted to talk about that. One of the things I noticed at Asbury was that there were brochures on the table mixed in with, other things like about health and all sorts of stuff. So it would be better if every commissioner could help out with that at their local, whatever display case, whatever they use for displaying. If you could find, help that situation better, so it doesn't just end up in a pile somewhere. Can put them out, maybe like Carol suggests, a display of your own that you bring and say, hey, can you use this? Maybe that would work better, because we just have a table in Asbury. When you walk in to go pay your taxes or whatever, on the left side, there's just a pile of documents, and not a good way to look at things. So
got it. All right, let me roll on.
Staples pretty much has everything.
Okay, I'm rolling on. You guys have your minute. Hold on, I get my 30 seconds. So the brochures, I like the brochures. I think each town maybe should think about getting a link. If they're sending out newsletters, get a link and have a link, or on their website, and link it to our website for that issue, because it takes you right there. So if there's questions, and the code enforcement could do the same thing on their website. Questions on lakefront properties, click here, right? So that's a recommendation I'm going to give my town manager, who's been very, very responsive on things. So hopefully that'll happen. That'll be a first example. But let's follow up on a cleanup. I did coordinate with Monmouth Clean Communities. They will be there on the 2nd for us. So, I asked if you get your towns to put that information about the cleanup on their websites and various other publication areas. That'd be great, so we can get the word out. And that's it. Okay. Let's I think open up to the public.
So we don't get redundant. I always put it on Nextdoor. So for our community,
whatever. Yeah. I do the Facebook thing and all that, Twitter. So okay, Jesse, go ahead.
A motion to open the meeting to the public.
I'll second. Sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, public. I just want to mention one public person so far. Sylvia had to depart, but she wanted to congratulate us on the Coaster article and being number 3. So that's it. She left. Again, to the public, you have 3 minutes, and I see 350 hand raised. Go ahead, 350.
Yeah.
Ernest Mignoli, a former resident of 400 Deal Lake Drive, the Santander Building, Unit 5D. I now live at 710 Northeast 7th Street, Unit 407, Boynton Beach, Florida. I still have a lot of family and friends in Monmouth County, as I was born and raised there for 72 years. And I still have a lot of people who send me FaceTime and pictures every day of everything that's going on in most of Monmouth County in real time. So it's like I'm still there. So now there's 2 big articles that just appeared in the paper. The municipal prosecutor for Neptune, Asbury, and Long Branch, Highlands, Monmouth Beach, Atlantic Highlands, is now involved in a court fixing scheme with the committee person in Neptune Township, which means they're rigging court hearings. Now, what I want you to understand is the municipal prosecutor in the towns that I named is also the prosecutor for the code department, which handles pollution, littering, and all those hearings, and developers that pollute, etc. So now, as this investigation opens, we're going to get a chance to look at all the complaints and all the reports of caused pollution in the main towns of Neptune, Asbury, and Long Branch. And of course, Wall Township, which pollutes every river and lake. They may look beautiful, but don't eat from them and don't swim in them and don't get that water on your skin. That's what the New Jersey EPA says. And the federal government says that New Jersey is the most polluted state in the country. The most. It's got the most Superfund sites, 115. A lot are in Asbury, Neptune, Long Branch, and a real lot are in Wall Township. And a real lot from World War II are in Highlands, where they dumped all the radiation. And people love to eat their seafood, you know, and you put it in advertisements. Come on, we got shellfish. Look at what the government says. Don't eat deep water or shellfish, Monmouth County especially. And as a matter of fact, a few meetings ago, if I'm not mistaken, your commissioner was telling people, oh, go ahead, enjoy the fish. Really? Really, Mr. Bracco? And you allow kids to fish and take shorties out of there and eat them and get the water on their hands, and you don't feel guilty about that? And by the way, goodbye to Eric Houdeling. He's gone, right? I helped get rid of him. I sent your meetings to the government to indicate how he helps cover up all the meetings about everything that you all are doing, caused pollution, you misrepresenting the public. You're
Thank
talking
you, Ernie.
Monmouth University.
That's your 3 minutes. Thank you very much. Okay, anybody else? Mary? I see Mary on there.
Oh, Melanie doesn't. Melanie.
Melanie, go ahead, Melanie.
Melanie, unmute yourself. You're muted. Melanie, you're muted.
No, okay.
Oops. Sorry.
Host muted me. How about now?
You're good.
You can hear. Nope. You just muted yourself again.
I might have did that to her.
How about now?
Now you're good.
Okay. All right. This is not concerning this. Don, where are you? You said you're in Columbus. What? Columbus?
Georgia. I'm now in
Georgia?
Atlanta. I'm now in Atlanta by the Atlanta airport.
For a reason, or?
I'm there now, right now.
I mean, willingly? You went there willingly?
I know they didn't want me in a hotel room, that's for sure.
He was abducted by aliens.
Are you coming back here anytime soon?
Yeah, tomorrow morning.
Okay. Would you give me a call at some point? I want to talk to you about something, a question about scouting.
Sure, we'll do.
Okay. You have my number. All right.
Yep.
Thank you. Hi, everybody, and bye.
Hi, Melanie.
Okay. Any other public comments or? Okay,
A motion to close the public hearing?
so moved.
Second?
Asbury.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? A motion to adjourn the meeting?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed. I want to keep the party
You
going.
just want to keep
There's
talking.
nobody else here. I'm
You just wanna
bored.
keep
I'm bored.